was in terms of working with the information as it became available, we were able to provide actually 2 graduation ceremonies for our students since we couldn't graduate on the anticipated date. We hosted a special graduation for those students that were going to be entering the military and would not be around at such a point that we would be able to hold an in-person graduation. And then ultimately we did hold a graduation for the rest of the class out on the football field, and so that was neat. The kids really, I think, appreciated the experience as opposed to some of the other years. I think this was much more meaningful to be able to get together with their cohort. The other thing that I believe we did really well was looking at the data and having elementary be in person in fall right from the start. Communication definitely was a challenge, and as I said, we were following the information and evaluating as things went. And so I think, yes, we probably should have had that one spokesperson who would be the front line communicating to all parties. So at least they knew the ball was moving forward. Sorry, lost my train of thought. And so the communication definitely was the challenge. But I believe in the waiting, we ended up coming up with the hybrid model where if we would have made a decision in the middle of summer, people would not have been happy with that either, because likely we would have changed based on how the information was changing at that point.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, Tom.
As far as what I think we did right, in the beginning, I didn't necessarily go for the hybrid approach. Having gone through that, I think that was the right place to start. We had a lot of teachers that weren't comfortable coming back. That hybrid approach allowed us to have roughly half of the students there at the middle and the high school level so that we could space out more. I think that went a long way to putting some of the teachers at ease. I think it was also important to get all of the students face-to-face at least a couple days a week, like we did with that hybrid approach, and then we had 5 days per week for all kids at the elementary level. We needed the students to develop a relationship with those teachers in the event that Evers would have shut the school down. If COVID got real bad and things were closed, we wanted to make sure that the students had a chance to meet their teachers. What I think we could have done better is probably put someone in charge of the district to monitor some of the social media posts. There was a lot of questions on social media, and in some cases, disinformation that was out there. If we could have had someone at the district monitoring that, maybe correcting some of those things, it might have put the parents at ease.
Now we'll start with you on this next question, and then I'll proceed to Tracy. How do you view your role in the selection of curriculum, and how much input should parents and the public have in reviewing curriculum before the selection is made?
Well, several years ago, the board made a decision to essentially go away from Common Core. In my view, no kids are common. They're all different. We wanted to make sure we put a curriculum in place that would account for that. We also held a couple of community forums to bring in community stakeholders, parents, teachers, administrators, to give them a chance to comment on where things were going. So I think parents definitely need to be involved. Administration needs to be involved. From a board perspective, I am not an educational expert, so I don't necessarily want to set the curriculum from a high level. I want to set maybe a direction and let our educational experts in the district formulate what that curriculum looks like.
Now Tracy will.
So with regards to the selection of curriculum, as Tom pointed out, approximately 7-8 years ago, the Germantown School District did elect to not adopt Common Core and go their own way, which at the time and even to today, I think the Germantown way is a wonderful opportunity to really create an environment within the school district to focus on the students and how some of those individual students could learn. Ultimately, we still, I believe, have a lot of work to do yes, curriculum review is always ongoing. Yes, there are some standards that are out there. However, I don't believe the school district has done enough with regards to making it open and available for review for the parents, for the people that live within the school district. One of the things that I've heard often is, and seen on social media is, when do kids learn about state capitals? When do they learn about this? When do they learn about that? And I think it'd be very helpful as a school district to publish, in second grade, these are the types of things your student will learn at the elementary school level. As far as the review from parents and others, I think they have a vested interest in the curriculum, and they should have that opportunity to present their opinions and have some of those type of things considered. Generally, I agree with Tom in the sense that I'm not an educator. I'm no expert when it comes to curriculum. However, I would want them to do the work and fill me in and give some guidance and throw out a couple of different ideas that they think we can do and incorporate to move those things forward as the board has gone ahead and outlined.
Tracy, now Sarah?
So regarding curriculum, the role of the board really is to understand what our community is expecting our children to learn and be prepared to deal with when they leave the district. And so in doing that, embarking on the Germantown Way, we had the community summits and met with all stakeholders to try and distill what are those factors that are going to make our children successful when they leave the district. It's one thing to be able to memorize a lot of facts and figures, but it's a totally different element to truly know yourself, know how to go about solving a problem, and in today's world, collaborating with others is a big component. And so those are the essential success factors that came out of the summit. And so that really is where the board then is driving, do the elements of our curriculum promote those success factors. And even more important than the curriculum itself is the skill of the educator and how they are able to deliver on those powerful learning experiences to draw those qualities out in the students. In Monday night's board meeting, we had fourth graders from County Line present. It was amazing. These children used a CAD program and they used a 3D printer. They presented to the board. So they were using multiple disciplines to come together on a learning element. And so it's those type of experiences that we're really driving because, like I said, memorizing certain facts and figures aren't necessarily going to be the element that provides them the final success. And so also then in terms of community review of curriculum, it is open for the community to come and take a look. It's a daunting process. There's a lot of charts. Our Director of Teaching and Learning is working on the review of curriculum at every level.